What's up guys, Nico here from Ungeek, and we're here to talk about Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. As with many Yakuza series fans, I was hugely excited to play this game. After all, it's the first solo adventure for Goro Majima, the mad dog of Shimano. After playing the game, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is perfect, for two big reasons. For one, Majima has an eye patch, which pretty much makes him a pirate already. Then, there's the fact that pirates are basically the Yakuza of the sea. It's a perfect fit. And that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just kidding. I'm here to dive deep into what makes Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii such a great time for Yakuza fans, especially for those who love Majima like me. But first, a bit of context. Like many fans, I started my Like a Dragon series journey with Yakuza 0. Thanks to Zero, I fell in love with the series, enough that I've played all the mainline games since then. While I enjoyed pretty much every game in the series, I, along with many fans, have been hoping to see Majima return as a playable character. Sure, he was playable in the Yakuza Kiwami 2 Majima saga, but I wanted more given how interesting he is as a character. Enter Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. As it's the first solo outing for the Mad Dog, I immediately got excited. Though it's fair to say that the pirate-themed story and gameplay were completely unexpected. Of course, pirate games can be a lot of fun, so I was still very much on board. Of course, I had some questions about the game. The main one is Majima having amnesia.
何も思い出せないの?
せやな。さっぱりや。
On its own, it seems a bit too convenient, and I feared that this amnesia storyline would make the game feel disconnected from the main series. Plus, the pirate story and gameplay may be too much of a swerve, especially considering the more serious story of Majima presented in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Upon playing the game, all these concerns were washed away, as the game not only addressed all of them in the opening chapter, but the pirate story and gameplay elements came together to make for a truly enjoyable experience that captures Majima's character and spirit. Quick warning, this video contains minor spoilers for the previous Yakuza games, especially Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. A character getting amnesia can seem a bit lazy in some stories, but thankfully that's not the case in Pirate Yakuza. As I played the game, I realized that Majima getting amnesia is perhaps the best way to make a standalone story about him work. This is because of Majima's mask. If you've played previous Yakuza games, especially Zero, then you should know that Majima didn't start as the crazy mad dog of Shimano from the get-go. Sure, he had a bit of crazy in him, especially in fights, but in Zero, you see Majima as a more serious character with a softer, caring side.
あなたに迷惑。
もう喋らんで。
Because of his experiences during the empty lot incident, Majima begins to adopt his mad dog persona, inspired by the likes of Nishitani, Wenhai Lee, and Sagawa. When fighting Kiryu, or when facing other Yakuza, Majima dons his mad dog persona, turning him into a wild and unpredictable force of nature. This is reflected in his back tattoo of a Hanya mask. In Japanese no theater, a Hanya mask is donned by a vengeful spirit or demon, which is a reflection of Majima's own mask. Throughout the series, Majima drops his mask at times, though only during special circumstances, or with a select few people. He does this in Yakuza Kiwami 2's Majima Saga, where he has an emotional run-in with someone from his past. He also does this in Infinite Wealth, when Kiryu visits him while in hiding with Saejima and Daigo. Because he rarely drops this persona, a solo game with Majima as the former top-ranking Tojo official likely won't work. After all, there are hardly any people who can tame or bind Majima as the Mad Dog. He moves in such unpredictable ways, which is not ideal for a Like a Dragon story, much less the zany sub-stories and minigames that each game has. Thus, a game about Majima needs to remove his mask. Given this, Majima getting amnesia works, as this puts his softer and more fun-loving side to the forefront. Even though Majima has lost his memories, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii doesn't completely change his character. He's still very much the guy we all fell in love with during Zero. Of course, he's not as serious as in Zero, given that he jumps right into becoming a pirate wholeheartedly. Instead, you can think of Pirate Yakuza as a game that shows a different side to his personality. Speaking of becoming a pirate, Majima's charm and his crazier side definitely come through in this game, with his interactions with his crew, along with other pirate characters.
世界で何も遠慮することないわ。せやろ?
It's funny that while pretty much no one imagined him becoming a pirate captain, playing the game will make you realize that it's a perfect fit. It also helps that the game's cast is a lovable bunch that play off Majima's personality well. In fact, they even help ground the story as, even though the game's premise of old-time pirates in the modern world is kinda crazy, the cast's story and relationships make it believable, or at least they make it easy to suspend your disbelief. What also helps make the story work is that it's not just an isolated adventure of Majima becoming a pirate. Yes, you can play this as your first Like a Dragon game as you can easily understand the story, but it ties strongly to Infinite Wealth as the events even early in Pirate Yakuza address the repercussions of Infinite Wealth's ending. This makes the game feel like it truly belongs to the saga's story.
海賊をやっててさ、仲間がいるんだ。
For Pirate Yakuza, RGG Studio brought back the series' beat-em-up combat. As Majima fights differently from Kiryu, he fittingly has a faster moveset that perfectly fits his fighting style. While we got a taste of what it would be like to play as Majima in a Dragon Engine game back in Yakuza Kiwami 2, this latest game finally offers a full experience, and it was worth the wait. In this game, Majima has two fighting styles, with the first being his signature Mad Dog style, which focuses on speedy moves using his signature Tanto. A big addition to the battle system in this title is aerial combos, as Majima can fling enemies into the air and pummel them even more. This isn't just flashy as it helps isolate enemies, nifty when fighting large groups. When you're faced with lots of enemies though, it's better to switch to the Sea Dog style, which sees Majima don his pirate outfit and wield two cutlasses. In this style, Majima can hit even more enemies with his swings, making it better for crowded fights. He also gets a pistol in this style, along with a hook which he can use to launch himself into an enemy, great for covering large distances. Thanks to these combat styles, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii offers a fresh spin on the series' beat-em-up formula, all while being a great fit for the new Sea Dog. Though, if you want to get the most out of the game's combat system, we recommend bumping the difficulty up as the standard mode may be too easy if you're used to action games. Fighting on land isn't the only thing to do in Pirate Yakuza though, as a big part of the game is pirate battles on the sea. Aboard the Goromaru, Majima commands his crew against other pirate ships. When fighting enemy ships, the Goromaru has machine guns and side cannons at her disposal. Battles range from encounters on the open sea to large pirate coliseum battles, which are a particular highlight. In some battles, you'll also need to board the opposing ship, where you lead your boarding crew in a brawl. Here, you'll want to take advantage of the Sea Dog style's abilities to help you deal with large groups of pirates. This, combined with the in-depth ship customization feature, coupled with the treasure islands that you can explore, will give you hours upon hours of fun. Even if you're not someone hankering for a pirate game, this aspect of Pirate Yakuza might just convince you otherwise. That's not to say this is a 100% pirate gameplay though. At the end of the day, this is still like a dragon, as it's filled with plenty of minigames, such as returning ones like Dragon Kart, to the partly live-action Masaru's Love Journey, where Majima becomes a wingman. For me though, the sub-stories are a major highlight, as is the case with other Like a Dragon games. Seeing Majima being faced with wacky stories is a treat, especially as Majima's personality is on full display here, and it's a nice change of pace from Kiryu's stoic nature and Ichiban's earnest disposition. Plus, there are a lot of returning characters here, which are surely a treat for longtime fans. As Majima's first solo game, Pirate Yakuza is no question a must-play for most Yakuza fans. For those who still have some reservations, the game addresses them quite well. When you play the game's opening hours, you'll understand why the Amnesia storyline is there, as it's necessary to make the premise work. It also gives us a different side to Majima, which adds even more depth to his character. As for its pirate premise, it's also an excellent fit for Majima's wild and crazy nature, not only in terms of story, but also in gameplay. So, if you ask us, this game might just be the perfect Majima title, making it a worthy new addition to the saga that we all love. And that's it for our take on Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Once again, this is Nico, Ungeek's resident Like a Dragon fan, and as always, keep on gaming.